Hello people, so this is going to be the first proper build of this winter, so October 21. Hopefully it's going to be a beast. It's probably the best one yet. Probably about my 10th build. But yeah, so I'll run through what we've got. Spent a bit of money going all out on this one. So we've got this Carrera Hellcat, which is a fairly large frame, 29er. So bit bigger bike. I've stripped it down to what we need. I've had the forks apart and serviced all them. A bit more cleaning up to do, which I'm going to do next, clean the frame a bit, but anyway. I've had the crankpiece out, oiled all that and tightened all that back up. Serviced the derailleur on the back, keeping the seat, and then we've just got the gearing for the back. So that's the ready to go once I've just get that clean. And then we've got all this lot. So got a 29-inch, which is the first time we've been able to get a 29-inch with a 1500 watt 48 volt motor in it. We had to get a new front rim because the bearing cases in the old one were knackered. Got a couple of tyres, some Schwalbe Tough Toms, which are 2.6 wide. We've got some inner tubes, some slime, some of the tape, puncture resistant tape, which I'm going to do next and get in the frame. Got a new crank with a 58 tooth sprocket to get on tonight. We've got then, this is a Samsung 60 volt 24 amp hour battery. So we're hoping, I'm just waiting for a Ryson motor controller that'll handle the power, as they take up to 72 volts. So, and then just the bits and pieces, we've got the torque arms, some pedals, some grips, some hydraulic brakes, light set up right in front there. I think they'll just get binned. Some bolts for the handlebars, some mud guards, bit of wiring and whatnot, charger for the battery. So yeah, we're all good to go. We've got a strong bow, so I'll get the frame cleaned up, get the tape and the tyres on the rims. I don't know if I'll put the slime in today, but I'll get them all mounted in the frame, hopefully get the crank on. Let's see if we've got any time left. So just a couple of bits. You can normally have like a rubber thing that protects the sharp edges on the inside where your spoke holes are. People say make some out of inner tubes and this, that, the other, but the cost and time it takes, just couple of times round with some electrical tape. Remember to pierce the hole where your valve will sit through. So I'll get that on there, get one side of the tyre on, put the inner tube in, put a little bit of air in the inner tube, make it a lot easier. And then you sort of have to tuck this puncture repair tape in over the top of the inner tube, pop the other side of the tyre on, put some air in it. So that's what we're doing now, and we'll do the same on the back. Right, so we're nearly there. A couple of bits to mention. Check which side your disc bolt's on, so you can check the rotation of the tyre. Most tyres have got that, and then we've got the tube in with a bit of air. As you can see, the tape in there, just sat on top of the tube, nice and flat all the way round. And these tyres are fairly good just for popping on, don't need any levers or anything with the soft side walls. So we'll get that on, get some air in it, and get that in the back first. So one strong bow in, we've got the wheels in, tyres on. spinning all nice and true. Make sure the tyres are seated nice. Got the back wheel mounted in. Same again, just check the tyres seated. Now I'm not doing this up yet because I'm just going to check spacings, get the back caliper on, just in case we've got to take the disc back off and space it out a little bit, like I've had on a few builds. And then check we've got enough clearance, which this one looks pretty good on the bottom sprocket there, to run all the gears. So I'll give you a bit of a price breakdown through the whole thing. I mean, total build cost just under 1,500 quid. But I mean, so far we've got the kit, I think was 340. That's 1,500 watt, 48 volt, even though we're going to put 60 through it. New disc on the back that came with the brakes, so I'm going to put on next. A set of hydraulics, probably about 45 quid. The Schwalbe Tough Toms are about 20-22 quid a piece, and then just slime and tape, sort of a tenner, that sort of thing. Picked the new front rim up from Treads online. I think brand new 29-inch rim for a disc brake is about 34 quid. So yeah, we're a few hundred quid in now already with a kit as well. So next thing is get the brakes on, I think, check the clearances on the back, get the torque arms fitted, and then might as well put the front brake on as well, and then get the crank on while it's upside down. So I've got the caliper mounted up, and as you can see, there you go, plenty of room there. So people that built this kit obviously had a bit more sticking out, so you don't have to mess about. We're straight in really. I had to pull the frame out just by hand a little bit just to get the back to slot in nice. So I think there's no binding there. Once it's tightened up, I might need to adjust it a bit. But we'll get the torque arms on, see what I think to them, because I normally build my own, but so far this kit's fitted pretty well, so I'll give them a go. So I've had a go with the torque arm that was supplied with the kit, but I'm not happy with it. It sort of just fits over this axle, and then two pieces with a Jubilee clip, which, I mean, I'm hoping this thing will hit 40 mile an hour, so I want to build something myself a bit more substantial, and one on each side as well. So I'll bolt the crank on next, I think, and do a few more bits. I'm not building them now, it's too late in the day to get the grinder and stuff out. So 1.5 strongbows in, we've got something that resembles a bit more of a bike. Got the crank in, got the pedals on, all sorted. So I just got them, make some torque arms, something solid to hold that back wheel in. Get the chain and put a few more links, another extra sort of 10 links in that, because we've not got a new one of them. It was alright. But yeah, it's looking quite nice so far. Got the back brake on, and that feels pretty good. The tension's up there, so it's got the grip and everything on. There's plenty of purchase on that. And now a couple of days later, I was out last night. I just put a couple of bits on yesterday. Got the bolts, red bolts in. The controller turned up, so I've just got the LCD resting there a minute, and just strapped the battery on, but it's pretty much fills the frame, and we've not got room to get the controller in this gap anywhere, or in here, because it's quite a big It's quite short and dumpy, but it's quite deep, so obviously, you know, it's not going to fit in there. So I think we're going to have to go for a bag under the seat and sort of fit it as best we can under there, really. And also, another issue, we've got these straps for the battery. It's I don't know if you can see, well, you can see that, it's I won't want to be going down the road with that like that, so thinking a couple of U-brackets on the bottom, bottle holder at the bottom, one on the back, that'll just sit and keep it nice and central. Just put a bit of rubber in there. So I've got them bits to do, but it's getting late on again today. I've just come down, so I'm just going to try and get a few more bits bolted on, like the front brake, bell, grips, lights, just the bits on the front end really tonight, and then we'll it's Thursday today, but I'll probably finish the whole thing Saturday, take it for a test. But yeah, I mean, prices again, the battery's a big expense. I think that was 640, and a decent controller with a display, I think we picked that up for about 168. So nothing else to mention at the minute. I'll get some more bits bolted on. So I've had an hour and a strong boat, and got everything mounted on the bar, so got some solar storm headlights underneath there. I've not put the display, tighten that up yet, because I'm not sure if it's upside down or not, so wait till we get that wired in. Got the control for the display, bit of an old bell, but probably replace that at some point. Got the grips on, and then the thumb throttle, grip that side. So looking a bit untidy wiring at the minute, but that's just something to tidy up after. Got the two batteries for the lights, which I'll sort of probably hide in on top of the other battery. So yeah, we're getting there. I'll have to call it a night and crack on Saturday. Get the torque arms made, get the controller in and all wired up, and I think we'll be about done after that, and hopefully everything will work. I'll be able to do a bit of testing. So we're near completion. We've got some of the wiring tidied up a bit. I made a bracket that bolts to the back where the back bottle holder would normally go, and I'm just going to pack a bit of foam in there, so then once it's strapped up, that's fairly solid now. There's a couple of batteries tucked underneath for the headlights, so, and then I've mounted the controller under the seat for now, and we can get the wiring put up just for a first test really. And then we ain't got a bag that'll fit, so I'm just going to waterproof it for now. So I'll be testing and doing a few videos tomorrow, which will be on this video anyway. So yeah, I'm just going to build some plates to hold the back wheel in that I was on about, the torque arms. Bolt this up and get some foam in, get that mounted and wire this up, and we'll take it around the block, just make sure everything's working, and then hopefully get some bit more of an action shots tomorrow afternoon. So I've had the morning finishing this off. Got everything pretty done. Got the bracket made down there, and then just use some old rubber part. To be fair, the battery's proper solid now. Got it all wired up under the seat, but we need to get a better bag, because I've just sort of fitted it all under there just for now. We're going out this afternoon, so it's supposed to be dry, but I've got a bit of a swap the mud guard to the back for now, just in case of any puddles and stuff. But yeah, got the sort of horseshoe bits made up and bolted in, stop the wheel coming out under torque. Got the batteries all in for the front lights, little back light under there for now. I mean, it's ready to go, all buttoned up, and I've just had it round the block, and it's sort of 42 mile an hour. I'm not sure how accurate that is, but I had a bit of a problem getting the, well, I didn't have a problem, I just had to do a bit of research. Not many videos on connecting the Bluetooth, but I got it sorted in the end. You just have to unplug one of the wires, which I might do a video on, because there doesn't seem to be a lot out there at the minute about it. But that's all working. Turn it on with that, press and hold, and that all comes on. I just got it on charge at the minute. We're on 92%. Yesterday it was only showing 7%, but Bluetoothed it, got the settings in, and I think you press the memory button twice, and then you've got all your bits and pieces, clock, system, and then set your wheel size. Right, if you press that, obviously you can move that up and down to what you need, which hopefully will set the speedo right, and then just press the memory button to get back, scroll through them. Advanced settings says you need a password, so I'll have to do some research on that. Set your battery voltage, just lots of different things really that you can get set in. But we've got her in miles per hour, got your different levels of assist, and it does seem to go well. But we're gonna get some videos, just be on this video in a minute, and we'll test it against my bike. So this one's 60 volt, 24 amp hour with a 48 volt 1500 watt motor, so we're sticking an extra 12 volts through it. But it doesn't seem to be getting hot in the settings it's in at the minute. Pretty standard settings, and it seems to go pretty well, so we'll have a play with that. I don't know if I mentioned it's a build for a mate, so it's his bike. We put a little bit more money into it, so I've just got a couple of bits to redo on my bike, and we'll get some videos on in a minute. Please do remember that this bike's only legal in setting 2. It does about 16 mile an hour. Any other settings really made for off-road, so please remember this.
This is a drag race between Kieran and Aaron.
And if you get caught doing these speeds on the road, you're more than likely going to lose your bike, so be sensible, don't go through built up areas at stupid speeds, and tend to be alright in my experience. And also, these aren't toys, so please be careful if you're building one of these. Push bikes aren't really meant to do 40 plus miles an hour. 30 is probably pushing it, so unless you're an experienced biker, and when you're on the road, I've been a biker all my life, so just ride as if everyone's out there trying to kill you and try and be invisible, and you'll be alright. So that was a drag race between my bike and the new bike that we've built. This is Kieran's bike. Say hello, Kieran.
Hello.
This is the 60 volt that we've just built, and then we've got Rick, another member of the crew. He's going to use my bike, and he's going to crack on down the road, and that's his bike here. So they're just going to go up there, and we'll get a bit of a video coming past. But that's another one I've built. That's a 48 volt 1500 watt motor, 48 volt battery, and I say this is Rick's on my bike because his battery is only a 13 amp hour, so it's just going up to get a bit of a speed test. So mine's 52 volt battery against the 60 volt, which same motor, so you can tell the difference hopefully on the there we go, they're off. I think Kieran's in the lead with a 60 volt. Here he comes. He got me knocking on 35-40 mile an hour there. We're just losing daylight, so we'll get to the next pub. We're on a 25 mile round trip tonight, just to test the new bike out. I know mine can do it and Rick's can do it, so anyway, if you've enjoyed the videos, please like and subscribe, and hopefully we'll get a few more on.